Are you sure you understand faith correctly? Have you ever heard someone say, Christians just believe without evidence? Or someone mockingly say, faith is just an illusion, a product of people who are afraid and do not dare to face reality? The world today is full of misconceptions about faith. Many people believe that only science brings truth, while religion is just old-fashioned beliefs without foundation. Some atheists claim that Christians just believe without seeing, accepting everything in the Bible without consideration. And sadly, even some Christians fall into this way of thinking. They believe in God but fear that their faith has no rational basis. But is that true? C.S. Lewis, one of the greatest Christian apologists of the 20th century, once stood on the side of skepticism. He was not someone who easily accepted faith because of tradition or personal feelings. Instead, he questioned, debated, and even rejected Christianity for many years. As an outstanding scholar at Oxford University, he believed that faith could not be based on vagueness or hearsay. If Christianity is truth, it must have enough reason to stand against all challenges of thinking. And then, after years of searching, C.S. Lewis came to an undeniable conclusion. Faith is not blind belief, but the most rational way to understand this world. I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else. Mere Christianity. What does this statement mean? It means that Christianity not only proves itself, but also helps people correctly understand the entire reality around them. Without sunlight, our eyes cannot see the world. Similarly, without God, people cannot understand the true meaning of life, morality, love, and existence. Blind faith and Christian faith, how different. Many people believe that faith is simply believing in something without evidence, without reason, without consideration. This view leads to the harmful misunderstanding that a person of faith is someone who does not use their intellect, only accepts everything passively without questioning or seeking truth. However, if we look at what the Bible teaches, we will see a completely different picture. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1. This Bible verse emphasizes that faith is not a vague, blind, or fleeting emotion. It is not belief without reason, but solid assurance. This means that faith is not merely a wishful hope, but a certainty based on deep understanding and awareness of truth. Faith does not just exist in the mind, but is also evidence, meaning it has a basis, a solid foundation, and can be verified by how it transforms people's lives. Another important point that this Bible verse clarifies is that faith is not opposed to reason. In fact, faith complements and expands the limits of reason. Reason can bring people closer to truth, but it is faith that helps them enter and live in that truth. If reason is like a lamp shining the way, then faith is the step that takes people forward, despite what cannot be seen with the naked eye. C.S. Lewis said, "Faith is the art of holding on to things your reason has once accepted, in spite of your changing moods." Mere Christianity. This statement contains a profound truth. When reason has reached a logical conclusion, faith helps people cling to it, even when emotions fluctuate, even when surrounding circumstances change. Humans are rational beings, but they also have emotions. Emotions can change daily, hourly, even momentarily. Today, you may feel full of faith in God, but tomorrow, when faced with challenges, you may doubt. If your faith is based only on emotion, it will easily waver with circumstances. But if your faith is based on truth, you will not be swayed by mood swings. Faith is not the abandonment of reason, but a commitment to truth when reason has reached its limit. Reason can lead you to the door of truth, but it is faith that helps you step through that door. As C.S. Lewis realized, faith is not a leap into the dark, but a step into the light of revelation, of truth, and of a reality far beyond what humans can understand on their own. Reason is not enough. Why do we need faith? Humans tend to place faith in many things that they cannot directly see or verify for themselves. We believe in science, even though not everyone can perform complex experiments to verify every physical theory. We believe in gravity, even though no one has ever seen an electron or been able to hold the Earth's gravitational pull. We believe in medicine, even though not everyone has the expertise to fully understand how a pill works on the body. This belief is not blind, but based on indirect evidence, established principles, and practical results that we can observe. However, when it comes to God, people demand a different standard. They want to see to believe. Many people claim that if they cannot see God with their own eyes, or if there is no scientific experiment to prove his existence, then belief in God is unreasonable. This creates a great paradox in how people approach reality. C.S. Lewis argued that this is a bias in thinking. He pointed out that people are willing to accept countless invisible things in life without doubt, but when faced with faith in God, they demand absolute physical evidence. It is strange that men should demand a scientific proof of an invisible and spiritual being, but are quite ready to accept countless other things without question. If humans only limit their belief to what can be seen with the naked eye, they will be trapped in a limited world. Truth is not limited to the visible. The most important things in life, love, morality, meaning of life, or truth, cannot be measured with scientific instruments. But that does not mean they do not exist. The Bible affirms that faith is the core element in the relationship between humans and God. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. This means that reason can help people come closer to the knowledge of God, but only faith can lead them to walk in his presence. Faith is not the abandonment of reason, but a continuation of reason, where things invisible to the eye but perceivable and understandable to the spirit reside. If reason is the door that opens to truth, then faith is the bold step that crosses that threshold to enter into a living relationship with the Creator. The devil's strategy, making you doubt faith. The devil does not need to directly convince people that God does not exist, because it knows that such a blatant lie can be easily refuted. Instead, it uses a much more subtle strategy, making people think that faith is irrational, blind, something incompatible with modern thinking. Once a person believes that faith has no place in the world of reason, they will automatically drift away from God without anyone forcing them. C.S. Lewis vividly depicted this strategy in the Screwtape Letters, a work in the form of fictional letters that a high-ranking devil, Screwtape, writes to his nephew, Wormwood. Screwtape does not advise Wormwood to attack people with obvious lies, but instead to confuse their thinking, causing them to be caught up in abstract philosophies, endless debates that never lead to the truth. Keep him busy with abstract philosophy and don't let him examine faith as something verifiable. This is an extremely effective tactic, turning people into victims of constant doubt. When a person constantly asks questions but never seeks answers, when they are always analyzing but never dare to draw a conclusion, their faith will gradually fade. They will not reject God openly, but they also do not walk in faith. They become hesitant, indecisive, uncertain, and that is enough to separate them from God. The world today is a testament to this tactic of the devil. Skepticism is dominating people's minds. More and more people believe that nothing is absolute, there is no objective truth, that everything is just a subjective view of each individual. But when people do not believe in an absolute truth, they also cannot place faith in God. However, God never calls people to believe without reason. He does not ask us to walk in the dark without any signs to guide us. He has left his marks everywhere, in majestic nature, in human conscience, and in the miracles that happen every day in life. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19:1. Each brilliant sunrise, each breath of life, each perfect operation of the universe, all are evidence of God's existence. But the devil tries to obscure those evidences with doubt, trapping people forever in questions that they never really seek answers to. Faith is not a leap into the void. It is a rational response to the clear signs that God has placed in this world. And only those who dare to step through the mist of doubt, dare to open their hearts to seek the truth, can truly see his light. Faith is not just theory, it needs action. Faith is not merely a system of thought or a philosophy to debate. It is not just a perception in the mind, but must be a reality expressed in daily life. Believing in God does not mean just accepting his existence in theory, but placing complete trust, loyalty, and obedience in him in all aspects of life. C.S. Lewis once emphasized, faith is total surrender, not a feeling. It is the act of trusting in God, even when everything else tells you not to. Mere Christianity. This statement indicates that true faith is not a temporary emotion, a fleeting spiritual excitement. Emotions can fluctuate with circumstances, but faith must be steadfast even in times of trial. Total surrender means that even in the most difficult times, even in circumstances where human reason can be shaken, the person of faith still walks with God, still trusts in his faithfulness. The Bible also clearly affirms that faith cannot be separated from action. Faith without deeds is dead, James 2:26. A faith not expressed by actions is like a body without a soul. It is empty and lifeless. Faith is not a beautiful theory for discussion only, but a power that transforms people from within, leading them to a meaningful life, full of righteousness and love. There are many people who declare that they believe in God, but their lifestyles completely do not reflect that belief. They may attend church, read the Bible, even have deep theological knowledge, but if their lives do not reflect the love, justice, and faithfulness of God, then their faith remains at the level of knowledge, not yet becoming a living reality. A true faith does not stop at words, but must be proven by actions. If you believe in a bridge, you will walk across it. If you believe that a boat can take you across the river, you will board the boat and set sail. Likewise, if you truly believe that God is omnipotent, loving, faithful, and righteous, then your life must reflect that belief. C.S. Lewis was once an atheist, but it was when he realized that Christianity was not only theoretically correct, but also had the power to transform lives, that he decided to walk in faith. He did not just accept Christianity as the most logical philosophy, but also let that faith change him, from a skeptic to one of the greatest Christian thinkers. True faith is not just believing that God exists, but living according to what he teaches. Conclusion. Faith, the choice of reason and spirit. C.S. Lewis spent his life exploring, reflecting, and proving that faith is not a superstition or a product of the unthinking. On the contrary, faith is a rational response to the eternal truth of God. It is not a choice based on fleeting emotions or cultural imposition, but a reasoned decision built from both reason and practical experience. The world constantly sows doubt, causing people to question everything, from the existence of God to the meaning of life. But in the midst of that doubt, the truth of God still shines, unshaken by the storms of human thought. Those who seek him with both mind and heart will never return empty-handed. For God's truth is not a vague thing, but a reality that can be known and experienced. Faith is not a leap into the dark, but a step into the light of understanding, of trust, and of a real relationship with the Creator. It is not an easy journey, because the world always tries to make people doubt and drift away from the truth. But as C.S. Lewis once realized, only when people walk in faith can they truly see the world in its proper light. If this story resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of history. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.